Hello, my dear friends. Dr. Harold Benson is back with you, a physician with over 30 years of experience working with people over 60. Today, I'd like to talk about a product that many consider boring, even too simple, but in reality, it can work wonders for our health. This product costs literally pennies. It can be found in any supermarket, in any kitchen, and yet, it can become your faithful ally in the fight against high cholesterol, digestive problems, and even loss of energy. My friends, we're talking about oatmeal. Yes, the very same ordinary oatmeal that many of us remember from childhood. Some remember it as a healthy breakfast in the school cafeteria. Others as boring porridge that they had to force themselves to eat. But the question remains, is oatmeal truly a superfood, as nutritionists call it, or just an overrated cereal? Let me tell you a story. A few months ago, Mrs. Nancy, 68, came to see me. She complained of constant constipation, abdominal heaviness, and high cholesterol. Her medications were only partially helping, and her mood was getting worse. When I asked about her diet, it turned out she always had the same breakfast buttered toast and coffee. No fiber, no proper foundation for bowel function. I offered her a simple solution. Swap toast for oatmeal with fruit and nuts. At first, she laughed. "Doctor, are you trying to make me feel like a schoolgirl again?" But after just 3 weeks, she was back with a smile. Her constipation was gone, her cholesterol was down, and she had more energy. She said, "Doctor, I feel lighter again, like I've shaved 10 years off my life." Here's another story. Mr. Richard, 72. He heard on TV that oatmeal was healthy, so he started eating it 3 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A month later, he complained of bloating, weakness, and even mild anemia. Doctors discovered that he'd almost completely eliminated protein and vegetables from his diet, replacing everything with porridge. And here we see the other extreme. Even the healthiest food can become harmful if eaten incorrectly. 2 stories, 2 different outcomes. So, is oatmeal a friend or a foe? The secret to youth or a source of trouble? In this video, we will look into what exactly is contained in oatmeal, and why is it especially useful after 60 years? What myths are associated with this product? How to cook it properly to get maximum benefits? And what mistakes people make when relying only on oatmeal? Stay with me until the end, because in the end, I'll give you a step-by-step plan on how to incorporate oatmeal into your diet so that it becomes your ally, not your burden. Believe me, sometimes a simple bowl of oatmeal in the morning can prolong your life and give you the strength to live an active, long life. First, let's understand why oatmeal is so valuable for people over 60. Many people think of it simply as breakfast porridge, but these soft flakes hide a true treasure trove of health. Oatmeal contains a special type of soluble fiber called beta-glucans. They act like a sponge, absorbing excess cholesterol in the intestines and removing it from the body. Imagine eating a bowl of porridge, and it acts like a soft brush, cleaning your blood vessels of bad cholesterol. This is why regularly eating oatmeal reduces the risk of atherosclerosis, heart attacks, and strokes problems that are especially common after 60. But that's not all. Beta-glucans help maintain stable blood sugar levels. This means that after a bowl of oatmeal, you won't experience the sudden sugar spike you might get from white bread or a sweet bun. For people with type 2 diabetes, oatmeal is a real lifesaver. After age 60, digestion no longer functions as quickly and smoothly as it did in youth. Many people experience constipation, abdominal heaviness, and bloating. Oatmeal helps here as a gentle bowel regulator. It doesn't irritate the mucous membrane, unlike some coarse foods, while stimulating the body's natural cleansing processes. I remember a patient, Mr. Allen, 70 years old. He'd loved meat his whole life and barely ate any vegetables. As a result, he had constant intestinal problems, and medications were of little help. When we introduced just 3 oatmeal breakfasts a week into his diet, the situation changed. Constipation became less frequent, his stomach problems subsided, and his mood improved. He himself said, "Doctor, it turns out that happiness sometimes fits into a single bowl of porridge." Oatmeal contains complex carbohydrates, which means it releases energy slowly and steadily. Eat breakfast and feel full and active for hours, without craving sweets or snacks. This is especially valuable for older adults who need to manage their weight and avoid blood sugar spikes. Oatmeal is a source of magnesium, which supports heart and nervous system function, iron for the blood, calcium for bones, and B vitamins, which are responsible for mood and energy. Many patients wonder, how can such a simple cereal really offer so many health benefits? But it's often the simplest foods that prove the most valuable. Now let's talk about the myths that surround oatmeal. Myth 1. Oatmeal leaches calcium from the body. This myth arises because oats contain phytic acid. Yes, it can bind some minerals, but firstly, its amount is small, and secondly, if your diet includes dairy products, vegetables, and fruits, there is no danger. On the contrary, oatmeal promotes nutrient absorption. Myth 2. You can eat as much oatmeal as you want. Like any food, oatmeal should be consumed in moderation. Eating only oatmeal, without protein and vegetables, will lead to deficiencies ranging from iron to vitamin B12. And that's when weakness, anemia, and brittle nails can really set in. Therefore, oatmeal is part of the diet, but not the whole diet. Myth 3. Instant oats are as healthy as whole grain oats. Unfortunately, no. Instant oats lose some of their fiber and vitamins. Plus, instant oats often contain added sugar, flavorings, and even salt. The real health benefits come from whole grain oats, or at least regular oats, which require cooking for 5 to 10 minutes. Now, let's move on to the mistakes that people often make when they start eating oatmeal. Too much sugar and butter. I often see people generously drizzling their oatmeal with honey, jam, and a pat of butter for flavor. As a result, a healthy breakfast turns into a calorie trap. Oatmeal without any additives. Yes, plain oatmeal is healthy, but it's even better if you add fruits, berries, nuts, or flax seeds. This will make the dish rich in vitamins and antioxidants. Oatmeal 3 times a day. As with Mr. Richard, any extreme is harmful. It's best to eat oatmeal 3 to 5 times a week, mostly for breakfast. How to cook oatmeal properly. Choose whole grain or slow cooking cereals. Prepare with water or mix with milk, 50-50. Add fruits, berries, nuts, seeds. For flavor, use cinnamon, vanilla, a little honey, or banana instead of sugar. I'd like to share a favorite recipe I often recommend to my patients. Take half a cup of oatmeal, cover with water, add a pinch of cinnamon, and simmer for 7 minutes. When the oatmeal is ready, top it with half a sliced apple, a handful of berries, and a teaspoon of ground nuts. This breakfast is not only healthy, but also delicious, filling, and colorful. Remember, oatmeal is a helper, but not a magic pill. It's important to include vegetables, protein, and healthy fats in your diet. Then oatmeal will become part of a healthy diet that truly prolongs active longevity. Friends, oatmeal isn't just the cereal of childhood that many people disliked. It's a true ally for health after 60. It helps gently cleanse blood vessels of excess cholesterol, supports bowel function, gives you energy throughout the day, and supplies you with vitamins and minerals. But it's important to remember, the miracle only works when we use it correctly. Too little oatmeal, and you won't feel the benefits. Too much, and you risk an imbalanced diet. The truth is always somewhere in the middle. Remember the story of Mrs. Nancy, who simply swapped buttered toast for a bowl of oatmeal with fruit. Her health changed dramatically in just 3 weeks. And remember Mr. Richard, who decided to eat only porridge and lost his strength. It's the same product, but the results depend on how we use it. So, let's make a deal. We'll eat oatmeal wisely. A step-by-step plan for you. 1. Include oatmeal in your breakfast 3 to 5 times a week. 2. Choose slow cooking or whole grain cereals. 3. Cook without sugar and excess oil. 4. Add fruits, berries, nuts, and seeds for variety and benefits. 5. Don't make oatmeal your only food. It's part of a balanced diet. Try starting your morning with the right oatmeal for at least 1 week, and you'll notice the difference. Your bowel function will improve, you'll feel lighter and more energized, and your cravings for sweets will be reduced. I want you to understand, sometimes simple foods like oatmeal are the key to longevity. No need for expensive superfoods from overseas. We already have everything we need in our kitchens. Friends, health isn't an accident. It's the result of small daily steps. And a bowl of oatmeal in the morning is one of those steps. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the Senior Channel, Vitality Channel, and be sure to share it with your friends. And tell us in the comments, how do you cook oatmeal? Maybe you have your own special recipe that makes it a favorite dish. This is Dr. Harold Benson. Take care of yourself, protect your health, and remember, active longevity starts with simple decisions.